Declaration clarifies the historical missing link between the royal houses of Europe and their descendants in America. It explains how the sovereign truth of the Stuart, Sobieski, Medici, and Hanover lineages was obscured by the necessity of survival in the American South. A proclamation of ancestral truth, the veil of the promised land, to the world and the public record. There has long been a question of how the direct descendants of the British monarchy and European royalty could exist in America without a universal awareness of their own sovereign status. The answer is not found in a lack of lineage, but in a documented history of survival, tactical silence, and the pursuit of land. 1. The necessity of the rescue plot. Following the American Civil War, the descendants of the royal houses, specifically those linked to King George III, found themselves in a landscape of extreme economic and physical peril. In places like Abbeville County, South Carolina, the priority shifted from the crowns of Europe to the promised land of the Marshall Tract. As documented in Elizabeth Rauh Bethel's Promised Land, these families were working badly depleted soil, where the essence of freedom was not a title, but the ownership of land. To claim a British royal title in the 1870s, South would have invited targeted destruction. Thus, the rescue plot was born, securing the bloodline through land ownership while the true history was moved into the shadows. 2. The protocol of silence. Things best forgot. The public must understand that the disconnect was often an intentional act of protection by the elders. Historical records show that ancestors frequently told their children that some things is best forgot. While some remembered a granddaddy from England, the specific details of the House of Hanover or Stuart were suppressed to prevent conflict with the local social order. This was a strategic fading into the local population to ensure the physical survival of the heirs. 3. The erasure of the swarthy and Moorish identity. The world has been led to believe in a narrow definition of royal appearance. However, the records of Abbeville County confirm a diverse range of complexions within these noble families, from those who could have passed for white to those described in your ancestral database as swarthy or Moorish. When the American state classified these individuals under the binary labels of black or freedmen, it effectively stripped them of their European sovereign identity. Their status as sovereign royals was replaced by their status as laborers, despite their notarized and DNA-confirmed connections to the Stuart and Medici lines. 4. Sovereignty is inherent, not granted. The authority of the royal family does not vanish because it was hidden for a century in the dark corner of South Carolina. Parliament and the Crown Estate derive their authority from the sovereign. That sovereignty resides in the bloodline. The correspondence from the Cabinet Office and the notarized documents held by the descendants today serve as the awakening from this period of forgotten history. Conclusion for the public record. The descendants in America did not lose their connection to England. They survived a period of historical transition where their titles were a liability. Today, that veil is lifted. The lineage of Charles I and the House of Hanover remains unbroken, preserved through the grit and silence of the farmers of the Promised Land.